So 2026 is upon us, and I know that one of your plans is to make more money. Don't worry, I got you. Now, some of these businesses are fantastic ideas for beginners, while some of them are bad if you're a beginner. By the end of this video, you will know which one is the right business for you to actually start in 2026. So the first one is what I call community-driven digital products, okay? And what I mean by that is offering digital products and then also offering a community on top of those digital products. A community when people can learn from other people on the same path, or a community where they have access to you and can ask you questions after using or going through your digital products. And I'll give you a very good example. Let's say you design a digital product that teaches people how to build websites. So they build websites for their business, that kind of thing. Whether it's on Shopify, WooCommerce, WordPress, whatever platform it might be, you've built that digital product. Fantastic. Now, as a business owner, I could go through that digital product and still have questions that I would like for you to help me answer. That's where the community-driven aspect comes in. I want to be able to know that, okay, you know what? After I've consumed this person's digital product or this person's knowledge, I can still ask them a question and hopefully get a better understanding of what I need to do for my own business to succeed, right? That's number one. Number two, and this is one thing I've learned even in my own, I would probably say growing community, let's call it that, is that some people, they actually just want to be around other people in the same place or in the same journey and kind of pick off that energy, okay? And what I mean by that is I've had certain sessions where other people are asking me questions and somebody that has never spoken before is like, oh, thank you so much for that question. That's something that I would have never thought of, that sort of thing. And that's why some people want community-driven digital products. There's this business, Accounts and Data, and I think it's run by an amazing gentleman called Mena. Okay, I think Mena is South. I think that's a Southern name. Anyways, now what Mena has done is he has created a digital product teaching people about the taxation that is starting, or the new taxation laws starting in 2026. What he's also done on top of that is he's added a community-driven aspect on top of it as well. Now, startup cost is very, very, very low. And what is amazing is the income potential for this particular idea is extremely high. I say this because once you create a digital product, majority of the time, your margins are 80 to 90% because you've done a lot of the work upfront, right? Now, when you add this community-driven aspect to it, things might change a little bit. I say this because you might need to bring in moderators, you might need to bring in assistants, you might need to bring in community managers, things like that. It is very, very difficult for you to keep a community engaged, and I'm speaking from experience here, but it is something that it is extremely necessary come 2026. Now, for this second one, this is something I started a while back, and I started with 80,000 naira, and it's made about close to 100 million naira today, and that's niche dropshipping. Okay, now, what is dropshipping? You find a supplier that sells a particular product and you find customers that want that product, okay? Niche dropshipping is you picking a subset of a wide category or a wide broad business and selling products in that particular subset. And I'll give you a very good example. Let's take fitness, right? Now, in fitness, there is accessories, there is nutrition, there is multivitamins, there is equipment. You can pick one of those products. Let's say your own focus is, instead of me focusing on the whole fitness niche or on the whole fitness category, I'm just going to focus on multivitamins for fitness. So multivitamins could be protein powder, it could be supplements, it could be recovery pills, it could be magnesium for sleeping, whatever it might be. That is what you are focusing on. And that's why it's called niche dropshipping. Okay. Now, what is the startup cost required for this particular business? Not a lot. I told you, I started this, well, that was a while back to be fair, but I started with just 80,000 naira and Instagram. Now, I must tell you that the reason why I saw success was because I had almost at least 2 to 3 years of meta advertising under my belt as of that time. I already knew how to run ads, and a lot of people weren't running ads when I started that particular business. So it was easy for me to really take off, right? Good. As of today, you need to have a strong knowledge of running meta ads. You need to have a strong knowledge of knowing how to create designs and all those kind of things, right? And to be fair, to a certain degree, you need to know how to pick winning products. So in terms of knowledge, you need to have a lot of knowledge for that. But it's something you can learn. And that's why this channel is here. On this particular channel, I talk about different ways to start a dropshipping business and then growing that same dropshipping business into your own e-commerce brand and things like that. Now, the next one is direct to consumer e-commerce store. Basically, very similar to niche dropshipping. Very, very similar. The only difference here is instead of you dropshipping the product, you are the owner of the product. And you are the owner of the product in two ways. Either you white label the product, and what I mean by that is you bought the product from China, you bought it in bulk, and you put your brand's logo on top of it, or you actually manufacture the product from scratch. So let's say you're a business that sells things like underwear, you sell things like fashion items, which is what I do, and I've shown you guys how those my shirts look, that kind of thing. This is exactly the same as dropshipping, but this time around you have more margins, you can make more money, and you are focused on a set group of products. Your initial startup cost required is more than what is required for your niche dropshipping. Right? I know it has a higher startup cost, yes, I know, but the good thing is I'm allowed to charge more, and I also have control over the product. So, for example, if the product is out of stock, I already know that it's out of stock. With niche dropshipping, sometimes your supplier will forget to tell you that the product is out of stock. You will still be running your ads. Now, this particular business idea is probably the simplest one to get started, but it requires you to make the best decision from the beginning. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about you building a bespoke service provider business, or you being a bespoke freelancer. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a video editor, okay? Or you want to be a video editor. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. But imagine, instead of just being a video editor, you are a video editor that creates engaging long-form videos for entertainment channels on YouTube. Who do you think will be able to charge more? A regular video editor or a video editor that does something that is specialized? You know what the answer is. Now, in terms of startup cost required, you need a laptop. These are not things that you can use on your phone, especially if you want to scale into the Western world. In the Western world, they work more on their laptops than they work on their phones. I've noticed that in the African part, or in Nigeria especially, we work more on our phones than we work more on our laptops and desktops. But in the West, it's the other way around. Okay? Especially if it's business to business type of relationships. All right? So that's in terms of startup cost. Knowledge. There's YouTube. As a beginner, start off with YouTube. As things get better, then you want to also pick up what's it called now? Pick up a mentor or a coach or a particular group of people that are ahead of you, and just if they have any courses or something, pay for it and just learn from them, that sort of thing. But at the beginning, because now with YouTube is fine. Now, before we go in depth into this thing, I want you to understand that when it comes to content creation, there are different facets or different pillars or different categories that are involved in this thing. Content creation is not just the person that picks up a camera to talk to it. That's not content creation. Somebody that writes poems, somebody that writes amazing stories on Twitter, on X, on LinkedIn, all sorts of places. On what's the other newsletter app? Substack. Those are all content creators. Somebody that creates short form videos on TikTok, Instagram, that's a content creator. Somebody that has a podcast that is on Apple Podcast or Spotify, that's also a content creator. You that are watching me, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm a content creator, right? These are all forms of content creation, right? Now, within that content creation, there are different niches. So some people are tech creators, some people are business creators. I think I fall into the business category, right? Obviously. Then there is finance, people that are teaching you about personal finance, things like that. There are people that are teaching you about wellness, mental health, productivity, all those sort of things. Good. Those are different niches. Now, this is where you come in. You need to identify not just one, right? Unlike niche dropshipping, where you find one particular niche, with content creation, you need at least 3 different niches. Find 3 different niches, right, that fit towards the kind of criteria or characteristic that you have or potential that you see in yourself. Nobody knows you more than you know yourself, right? That kind of thing. So pick 3 different niches and then make sure that those 3 different niches are aligned with where you see yourself. What do I mean by that? If you're talking about personal finance and your money, your own personal finance is in shambles, you shouldn't be talking about personal finance. You get what I mean? If you're talking about like weight loss or wellness and you are not looking well, let's call it that, you shouldn't be doing that, right? So because the thing with content creation, is either you document your journey or you show your progress, you show your results, not even your progress. So you document your journey, meaning that, I'm starting from point A, I'm going to point Z, right? Or I'm in point Z, but you're in point A. So let me show you how I go to point Z or point Z, right? That's typically what content creation is all about. Now, within content creation, you will then make money through sponsorships or your own digital products, right? So there's sponsorships, you can create your digital products, you can see, there are different ways to monetize when it comes to content creation. The platforms themselves, at some point, they pay you. That's probably your hardest monetization threshold to reach, especially on a platform like YouTube. Because with YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. The subscribers are actually the easy part. You see that 4,000 watch hours, you will not see shaggy. Let me not say anything negative. You will not see shaggy. If you want to do it, you would do it successfully and easily. Amen. With AI, you can now build full-fledged apps just with a few clicks, right? Obviously, you will need to have some sort of knowledge of what it is you are doing. And if you spend some time consuming content of how AI works and actually learning the frameworks of, JavaScript, Python, like I said before, building tools with AI, building, SaaS tools especially, should be incredibly easy for you, right? I'm saying this because it's something I'm also working on as well. I think in one of my previous videos, I told you guys where I had built Oja Digital to be like a business calculator hub where anybody can just go there and calculate certain things for their business and begin to put it in place for their own business immediately, right? Nothing stopping you from doing that. I'm not monetizing Oja Digital yet. You can build your own and monetize it from the jump immediately. Now, the knowledge gap of this is high. You need to know what you're doing. Especially, you need to just know what you're doing, right? I'm not going to go into that. But in terms of the startup cost, there is Lovable, there is Replit, there is Bolt, there is Gemini, Google Gemini, there is Google, there's ChatGPT. I'm hearing that now Claude has his own code, it has its own code feature where you can build live apps from there, right? And you see so many, I don't want to call them random, but you see so many everyday people have started to now build apps. For example, I'm an everyday person, and now I can say that, I also have an app, right? So nothing is stopping you from looking for app ideas that would work in your business or work in your industry. And what I mean by that is, let's look at Seller, for example. Seller was seen or supposed to be seen as the Gumroad of Africa, right? That was the initial idea. And I think the owner of Seller actually said this when he was working at Paystack, right? Then you look at Paystack as well. Paystack is seen as the Stripe of Africa, right? It's the same way. You can go to this Western world, see ideas that are working well, and then bring them back. So now let's rank these businesses. Now with the S tier, I'm going to go for AI software. And that's just because the potential for how much you can make when you position your business the right way is just too high. You can offer monthly subscriptions, you can offer annual subscriptions, you can sell to a potential business, and you can even enroll into platforms or accelerators like Y Combinator if you have a great idea and get 500K in funding immediately. And then obviously the prestigious badge of being a Y Combinator alumni, all those kind of things, right? So that's definitely S tier for me. Now for A tier, I'm going to put bespoke service provider, community-driven digital products. Now the reason I'm putting community-driven digital products is just because of the cost to start a community-driven digital product business. It is relatively low, right? It is incredibly low. The problem though is AI, artificial intelligence. And okay, when I say artificial intelligence, what I'm saying is there is almost nothing that AI can't answer these days. But this is where your community-driven aspect also provides you with a moat and a protection, sort of. If you have a strong community, naturally, that strong community would always be better than the answers or the support that ChatGPT and other platforms like that can provide. Okay? Now, with the bespoke provider or the bespoke service provider, you can also scale that into other aspects, right? At some point, if you build the business enough and if you build yourself, since you're a freelancer, with your knowledge and everything, you can then become a content creator, right? So for content creation, I would actually put that in B tier, direct to consumer e-commerce. I'll put that in B tier, actually. And the reason I'm putting those two businesses in B tier is because with content creation, you need to build momentum. I'm saying, and especially if you want to play in the YouTube space. Now for C tier, I'll actually put niche dropshipping. And the reason I'm putting niche dropshipping in C tier is because ideally it's very difficult for you to scale, right? It's very difficult for you to scale and you don't have a lot of control to what success looks like for the business long term. Your suppliers might decide that, you know what, these particular products, they're no longer profitable for me. I don't want to sell it again. You're screwed. Your suppliers can then say they want to increase the price. And your customer is like, you know what, it's too expensive for me. I'd rather go to the market and look for suppliers. And then they end up doing that. You are screwed. Your, what's it called? Again, it depends. See, there are so many different things that happen within niche dropshipping that is outside of your control, that I feel like it's great to get started. It's great to get, build knowledge, build understanding, understand how the e-commerce space works. And then you need to quickly, well, not quickly, maybe like in a year or two, pivot into a full-fledged direct-to-consumer e-commerce business. Now, if you notice, I didn't put anything in the F category. And there's a reason why. There are a lot of businesses today that we talk about in this online space that I genuinely believe that they are terrible for beginners. The first one is the agency business, where they say, oh, work with multiple businesses and get other people to do the work for you. If you have no knowledge of what those other people are doing, they will scam the living daylights out of you. That's number one. Number two, the businesses that you've gone to partner with would blacklist you and badmouth you to any other potential business that you want to work with. So I'll typically stay away from agency businesses. Now, another one is consulting. Now, consulting and agency businesses, some people think they're the same thing, but they are not. A consultant practically provides experience. A consultant provides like a torchlight that, you know what, this is where you are. I need you to go down that place that is dark and you will see gold there. That's what a consultant does. A consultant directs people on what to do. So a consultant will come into your business, offer training, offer sort of like frameworks, and even offer tools that would help you in your business. An agency, you give work to them. A consultant hardly does the work for you. The consultant is supposed to train you on how to do the work, right? So that's why I say that they're a bit different. And a consultant typically has experience or provides you with knowledge and experience to help you make better decisions. Now, there's a gray area where you might have some consultants that also do agency work, and then you have agency that do consulting work. But ideally, there are two different things, right? So those are the two reasons why, as a beginner, don't start those online businesses, because you don't have the capacity or the interest or the knowledge for it. Okay. Next one is Forex trading. Now, with Forex trading, I'm not going to go down that road, but the risk is very high. If you have the manpower for it and you have the finances for it, even as a beginner, please, by all means, go and try it out. But the risk of failure is just too high. Every time I look at it, I'm like, why do beginners go there? Like, have something that is making you money first. And maybe you not say, okay, you know what, I want a second income or a second source of income. Let me put in small money here and see how it works. A lot of people mention that, oh, why Don Jazzy is trading. You forget that Don Jazzy is already Don Jazzy. Don Jazzy has multiple sources of income. Forex trading is now going to be one of those sources of income. Adeola, Bio, is not the 100K that we're using to, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just continue. Forex trading, if you're not a beginner, probably stay away from it for now. When you have some money and you have money to trade away or spend or test, let me not say trade away, test, you're going to do Forex trading. In my way, almost same thing with crypto. But yeah, let's move on. Last but not least, and probably the most controversial one, is affiliate marketing. Now, you see all these businesses, they are in the F tier. These are businesses that I would not go near in 2026. But let me talk about affiliate marketing, because some people are really like, oh, but I hear affiliate marketing is good. With affiliate marketing, you need an audience, right? And a lot of people that do affiliate marketing are currently doing some form of MLM, multi-level marketing. They're not doing affiliate marketing. If you want to do affiliate marketing and you want to make easy, well, let me not say easy money, but big money or quick money, I would suggest that you focus on high net worth individual affiliate marketing. What do I mean by that? People want to jackpot, Abi. Good. People want to jackpot, and the cost of school fees is extremely expensive, right? I'll give a very good example. Let's say somebody's, what do you call that thing again? Initial deposit is $5,000. Nothing is stopping you from looking for ways to work with the school or to work with agents from the school and be an affiliate. Because that way, out of that $5,000, that is the initial deposit, your cut can be as high as $500. $500 times 1.5. I'm not going to do that math. I'll probably put it on the screen. But all of a sudden, that makes sense as an affiliate marketer. But as a beginner, except your friends want to jackpot, where do you find people that have $5,000 as initial deposit and are willing to listen to you for the first time in their life? That's why affiliate marketing, to me, is a bit tricky for beginners. Now, if the person is a content creator or a bespoke service provider, you've already built a business or you've built a name for yourself, you can now come and do affiliate marketing because you already have an audience to sell to. You get what I mean? So that's pretty much it. If you are looking to start drop shipping or build an e-commerce business, I have these 2 videos here that I walk people through how to get started. If you're interested in that, you can go and check it out.